Hi guys, this is Namcraft and welcome to the Season Starcraft English commentary. This is gonna be English commentary entirely produced by me. PSL Season 2. It seems to be Season 1 Round 2. It's gonna be the quarterfinals number 1 play between two Terran players. Very boring, but let's try to get some fun activities out of it anyways. I think some of you enjoy mirrors, but the most of us don't. It is going to be Barracks versus Royal. It's gonna be the third set in his series. I think this might be the final set because I don't want to watch 5 games of TvT. But yeah, it is going to be the third set. Here the map is going to be Polypoid. Here you can see the map Polypoid. And by the way, just in case you don't know what is this league, so they have 3 rounds for this first season. The first round was concluded last week, and if you've watched the finals and the third place match is on my YouTube channel, you can just click on the video description of this video to actually click on the PSL playlist, and you're going to be able to find all of the games in that playlist. And I'm gonna spoil it. Should I spoil it? Yeah, I should spoil it. In the first, oh no, I guess we'll not spoil it, but I can tell you that Royal was in the finals. And he was playing against Snow. So if you've not watched PSL, please go ahead and check out the playlist. We're going to be having SV scouting in the minute map. And so it looks like Barracks is going to be able to find his enemies. Barracks, no. Oh, this is so funny. This is so cute. Look at this could be like a meme, right? It's like a smiling face right across the ridge here, right across the ravine. Of course, by the time one SV finishes the job, he's going to be able to discover the other SV, but he would not have enough time to actually stop the other SV from finishing the job here. So it will make the 2 games very close for all of us to watch. By the way, this is an offline tournament. This is why you're seeing these guys in the booth here and not at home with their wives and children screaming and the cats and dogs in the background going meow meow woof woof. It is going to be in a tournament live from Seoul. Anyway, so what's happening here? Of course, both players are going to be going for 3 SVs on gas now. They want to get that factory out as soon as possible. So I guess that Barracks is mainly to go for scouting. Very, very funny. Marine's going to start to get produced, and both players are heading towards the top right. Both players heading towards the top right. So funny. I did not know for the longest time that you can actually cheese on Polypoid. I thought you cannot build anything in the center, but you could. Anyways, Marines have to come out here. And where are they going? I guess they're gonna try to attack towards the bottom left. Both the players are gonna be going towards the bottom left. Very funny game. Look at the red dot and blue dot on the map just moving randomly there. And they're actually trying to intercept that marine. Excuse me, that scouting SV. And indeed, it's gonna be Barracks who is gonna be able to stop and intercept his enemy's SV. And the same is gonna be said about Royal. He stopped SV on the high ground. SV goes right through though. Let's take a look at on the side of the map. We're gonna be having SV going right through as well. So complete mirror matchup, but Royal is slightly faster, maybe just because of the fact that the bottom right side is maybe more efficient in terms of how you send out your marine, your SCVs, how you build, blah blah blah. Anyways, we're gonna be having the factory coming up now with the add-on, of course, completely scouted. So Royal is going to put on his own add-on as well. This SV will finally die. The game is going to stabilize. We have 3 Marines for Royal and I think 2 for Barracks only. So I think Barracks, usually when you make more Marines, your floating Barracks will arrive at your enemy's base a little bit later. That might be the case here, I'm not so sure. But at the end of the day, both the players are going for completely mirror builds. We might see some divergence now. It is going to be Royal who puts down the second factory first. And Barracks can actually decide to either to go for an armory or a second factory. But I think usually in these scenarios, going for a second factory is safer. You have, enough forces to defend in the case your enemy decide to go for something crazy. Now, Barracks is a little bit light on the Marine. He's got only a single Marine. So if his enemy decides to go for pressure, he will need to make sure to have something adequate to defend here. And Barracks is going to be going for fast add-on upgrade. He's going to be going for Vulture first. This Vulture's hiding away from the Barracks vision. But he will see it. No, he doesn't see. He will. What does he? Yeah, he's gonna see. He's gonna see the vulture. So that's gonna be good. He's gonna be able to see 2 vultures. Yeah, and he's gonna be make his own vultures and go for triple factory again. Yeah. So I think in TvT, it's once again about the trade-off between economy, upgrades, and forces and military, right? So in this scenario, for example, I don't know. I think I would say that Barracks has got a later, much later military count, but you know, faster upgrades. Actually did not check the timing of the SV transfer, but I think about the same for these two players. Maybe just a tiny bit. Barracks is slightly faster. Anyways, Vulture's gonna come up with speed now, and Royal's got 3 defending. Vulture's gonna be careful not to get one of them pick up randomly. 4 though is good enough to push back these Vultures with speed. The 5th one, okay, that's gonna be the 4th one from Barracks. Let's come just join the fray here. And we're gonna be having triple factories also coming from Barracks, so the game is gonna be stabilizing. By the way, one thing I've been wondering, because I've been wasting a lot of like my voice just to cast these kind of games. I wonder if, you know, in about 10 or 20 years time, we will have those kind of synthetic things that you put inside your mouth, and you don't need to speak. You know, you just need to think about what you want to say, and that synthetic crap would just, you know, churn out some syllables for you. That would be great, because I'm sick and tired of using my vocal cords like 3 or 4 hours per day for these kind of Starcraft game, because I have limits. You know, I'm a modder. You know, my vocal cords have, you know, expiration date. So at some point in the future, I will probably lose my vocal cords, but I hope that by that time, there's going to be some kind of invention that allows me to have new vocal cords. Anyways, we're going to be having a small engagement now. 3 Marines and 8-9 vultures from each of the players. It's going to be Royo, who got a slightly more vulture count. He's got to be looking forward. He's going to try to check. He's going to try to snipe out the bunker. He's going to lose a Marine just to waste the shots of the vultures. We're going to be having vultures targeting. The angle is not so good for Royo, but it's got more number. Some of the vultures actually not getting involved, and he needs to back up and destroying some of the SVs, and that's going to be very, very good. He's still ahead in about 10 supply. So I don't know how Royo does it. He's always ahead in supply. He's always ahead in supply in these games with Barracks, even though, you know, in the first game he lost because his enemy's gone for very, very nice and inventive dropship play. Anyways, what do I want to talk to you guys about, because this game is going to be long. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of battles happening, but none of the guys are actually going to be able to finish out the other guy. So I should talk about something else. What should I talk about? My favorite topics is about technologies, about AI, and movies and sports. So I cannot, all of a sudden, I cannot find any kind of new interesting topics to talk to you guys about. So I would just get back to this TvT, you know, freaking encounter here. We're gonna be having counter-attack now from Barracks. He's gonna move across the map. We will have a blocking Barracks on the high ground of Royo's main. He just kind of slowed down the advancement of troops down south. And this huge line of Barracks, what kind of damage can they do? Both players have about similar situation in terms of supply. This single tank is having a very nice angle here. The armory, the academy is having a good angle. The vulture is gonna try to attack the tank. The single tank is gonna be to do a lot of damage. He's gonna pull back after the mine. Actually, it's gonna be better actually for him to put something on the high ground, but he doesn't. And I think for the time being, Royo holds. He holds. You know what? The more tanks he gets, the more he gets advantage going into the next part of the game. Both players are going to be going up to scanners now. Upgrades, of course, already started, at least for Royo. And these watches are still trying to poke inside, but there's nothing to exploit. And Barracks gonna back up on the high ground. Looks like Roy is gonna use his scanner to come out and clear the mines. He wanna check this third base, but you know, Polypoid checking your third base on the high ground is key here. Vultures surrounding. The angles is slightly better for Barracks, but there's gonna be better army composition from Royo. The water tank gets sniped, but that's gonna be the end of this attack when the Vultures cannot fight effectively against tanks, let alone 3 tanks in the process. And I think Barracks is gonna get pushed back, and Royo is once again ahead in supply. Of course, Barracks is, you know, a very good player nowadays. He's a frequent appearer in KCM in DPL, but historically speaking, he's, you know, one of the lesser accoladed players, so that's gonna be his problem. Anyways, commands that are going up for Barracks at the 12 o'clock position there, and yeah, this base is a very interesting choice. It's very far out and kind of hard to defend. If, you know, there's a vulture run by towards the right corridor, it would take a long time for Barracks to actually go and save the base in there. He might get blocked on the choke on the left side, so that base is his own, you know, share of problems. So we shall see what will happen. We'll be having some vultures run by for both the players here. We are at the 9 minutes and 21st second of the game. Royo 900 supply and Barracks got 93. We're going to be having rebuilding of the Barracks for Royals of everything, you know, standard here. We're going to be having only vultures from Barracks. I don't see his tanks anywhere. Maybe he start to make a couple of them now. But we're going to be having, yeah, just a little bit of reshufflement of the armies from both the players. Oh, by the way, yeah, I want to say something. So my country, we have the holiday today. This is the reason why you're seeing me here casting these games, because it coincides with my country's holidays. So I'm having a very, very good time, just enjoying, because otherwise I'm working my butts out to earn some money and immediately returning home, late at night to cast Starcraft games. Combining my passion and my hobby and my work-life balance for the win, right? So, anyways, what do you guys do in your holidays? Is it the holiday in any of your countries? Because what is it? July 14 is where? US, right? I don't know. And in France, you have, well, we don't have any French viewers, but there's that storming of the Bastille prison. That was sometime, I don't remember, because that was a long time ago, and when I last studied French history. We have a lot of people from Poland who watch the channel as well, so I will need to study more about Polish history, and I will tell you about Polish history the next time we talk about StarCraft. We have some Canadian people. Of course, I love maple syrup. I know maple syrup's got no relation whatever to Canada, but just want to point it out there. Maple syrup is my favorite kind of syrup. Anyways, we're going to be having now. Barracks going to try to secure this area. Of course, he's not in danger of clearing it. The 4th base going up for Barracks. Royal's got 4 bases as well. So once again, the game is heading towards mid and late game with absolutely nothing of notable importance. Just players amassing a lot of forces, a lot of vultures, a lot of tanks. And we're going to be having, raids also joining the fray here. And of course, raids, when the raids arrive, it's going to be the game of reflexes. I have very good reflexes, guys, because I play a lot of sports. By the way, contrary to popular belief, I'm a very, very sportive guy. I mean, of course, you don't know what I look like, but I do a lot of different sports. I swim, I play football, I play a Vietnamese kind of a, combination between football and badminton kind of sport. I play ping pong. I can play some basketball as well, though not very good. What else? Well, we're having tanks coming on the high ground here, and looks like Royal want to kind of attack the 12th clock position, but he's going to be meeting some resistance. At least he will hold his high ground. And where is the reinforcement from Barracks? I don't see his tank. They're very far. The tanks are going to get exploded by the raids here. So once again, the raid is the bane of the existence for Royal. The tanks on the high ground for Royal is going to try to bleed out the tanks on the low ground. But Vulture surround is great. We're going to be having a mine drag maybe. Goliath's coming out to support, and these tanks are going to get cleared out. That mine's going to explode. That was a nice explosion. And Royal, even so, is still have about 20 to 30 supply after the engagement is over. That was crazy battles between these two players, but the game is going to stabilize now. We're going to be having the first dropships of the game. Of course, both players are going to be making a lot of dropships and making them useful here. Looks like Roy's going to try to reinforce that high ground area with vultures. He's got a couple of tanks remaining from the previous area. He's going to try to go on here and try to snipe. Of course, the single vultures actually slow down the advancement of the vultures, but now SVs are going to be running away. Royal is ahead by about 30 supply. He's pushing his enemy back, and once again, like I told you, this base is so hard to hold because Vulture is going to be on the high ground, and you need to actually slowly crop the low ground like this, and you're going to be facing tanks and so forth. It might be better actually to build some supply depot to permanently block out that entrance on the right side and to slow down the flow of vultures and God knows what coming to that base. We're going to be having a drop by Royal in the main. Royal is everywhere. His attention is so massive, so pervasive. And he's going to try to come out here and do double attacks at the same time, so that's going to be a problem. Barracks going to return with the rest of his vultures to deal with these reinforcing vultures. Looks like the dropship escapes as well. We are at 30 minute and 30 second of the game. Royal 163 supply, Barracks behind by about 30 supply, and we're going to be having the 5th base coming us from Royal. So once again, the skill level kind of like at some point it starts to show there, and I just want to just quickly check if that is the story that we are also seeing with the win rate stat. So here is the hold on, where do I get it? Here's the win rate stat. Maybe no, maybe not. There it is. This is not what I want to see. Nope, that's not what I want to see. This is what I want to see. Yeah, so we will have, as you can see there, Royal's got slightly better TvT in the last 30 days. So this is, the reason why you are seeing his, his performance is a lot better than his enemies. Anyways, we're going to be having this, maybe I'm just going to try to find a way to do this correctly here. I guess not. Anyways, we're going to be having some battles in the middle now. Looks like Royal decided to push hard, but he doesn't have the caliber of forces needed to actually take out the middle area. We're going to be having a counter drop from Barracks, and taking out this base is going to be good here. There's going to be 3 tanks on high ground, reinforcement coming from the grounded tanks. We need to siege now. Vulture's going to lay mines. He sieged a little bit too late, and now his tank's going to explode like fireworks. And everything is going now, and looks like Royo is able to regain his base. But after all of these battles, looks like Barracks is not that far behind anymore. He's still, he's got about 10 supply difference. But in terms of bases, Royo's got 1, 2, 3, 4 going up to 5. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Barracks has got 4 and also going up to 5. So that's what we have. Vulture's going to try to get towards the 9 o'clock position to force a cancellation on that command center. Reinforcing tanks from Barracks to clear this high ground. He's going to try to get on the high ground now. You need to send another SV forwards. These Vulture's going to try to just buy some time by hiding in the corner. He might try to go and snipe any kind of SVs that come out here. And once again, the map is split into 2 different areas, 2 different sections. Alright, what do I want to show you? I guess nothing. Okay, what's happening now? Almost 16-minute mark of the game. Royo 173 supply, Barracks about the same. And Barracks will decide to push in the middle of the map with some forces. Royo is gonna try to meet him, match him in terms of firepower. We have a small angle. That small ridge in the middle is providing a nice coverage defensively for Royo, and Barracks is gonna have to pull back. No, decided to engage. Tanks are pulling back smartly by Royo. And last minute, so he gets the perfect line of tanks here. Wow, Royo, who has the sharpness and the decisiveness to make the decision right in the middle of the battle to pull back 2 of the forward tanks before your enemy's tanks could actually siege. That was genius. Yeah, but anyways, looks like Barracks has neglected his 9 o'clock base. He's not building anything in that area. As of now, he's gonna have to push this against the high ground, and this might be the final battle. If he actually cannot win this battle, the game is over. He's gonna be sieging on the low ground. He will gain the advantage. He will gain this Hamburger Hill 627 for sure. And what is Royo's response? His forces are kind of out there. We do have some drop against the 9 option. We need to take a look at the middle map here. There's going to be some drop just to slow this base down. The command center is going to get forced to get cancellation. But Barracks is also taking out another command center. Barracks is clearing SCV as well at the top right. And at this rate, both the players are back down to 4 bases. Very, very nice exchange. We're going to be having raids without scanned, and Barracks, what is he doing? He's got a single Goliath in the area, but he's not using it to scan. And once again, these raids are doing a lot of sick damage on the tanks. We do have some reinforcement from the left side, so maybe these tanks will get salvation after all. We have a science vessel that comes out. The science vessel is gonna get sniped. Only the Matrix on the freaking Goliath, and he's gonna push these forces back. And he's gonna try to clear out the top right. So Royo, he had a lead there, but he allowed his enemy to penetrate the top right, and he needed to restart from scratch by building some command center at the bottom left. We're gonna be having tanks moving in the middle of the map. Barracks is winning the conventional battle. He's winning these kind of wars that he should not be winning, because in theory you should not be able to push against siege tank positions. Enemy siege tank position, and looks like this is exactly what Barracks is doing, but he doesn't have Goliath. These tanks are sieging nicely. The Goliaths in the back need to pull back because these raids are so freaking goddamn annoying. He's pulling back now. We have a single Goliath in the back, and he's going to actually attack some of the raid. That's going to be nice. 2 Goliaths doing some splash damage. 1 Goliath will get sniped. The other Goliath will die, but it will take out some of the enemy's raids for some time. And looks like this Goliath is going to try to do some moving shot reinforcement from the back. Looks like Royo has pushed his luck way too far. He's got only 4 or 5 raids remain now, so he's going to need to go back, and Barracks is going to try to push across the map. He's going to be careful. There's only a limit to which you can push here. He's going to be on a low ground. He is going to try to gain this Hamburger Hill once again, but he's going to be pushing against a siege position on the high ground, and these raids are still alive. Like I told you, you cannot push your luck too far. Once you won some battles, you need to go back, repair, let your shield or let your, I don't know, whatever energy, recuperate, and come back with more forces later. These 3 raids are doing so much damage, and looks like they're going to try to come out to snipe some of the tanks now. Royo is building only raids, but we do have Goliaths reinforcing from the back, and like I think Royo also is kind of pushing his luck with the raids way too far now. Okay, very, very nice. A single Vulture gets on the high ground, just outside of the reach of the tank shell, firepower, and he's going to be doing a little bit of nuisance there. Royo 198 supply, Barracks behind by about 30 supply. What is it next move? He's going to try to go and mine this base. Of course, this base he's not even finished building, so that's not going to be good, and it's so close to Royo's main. Royo can just fly a single dropship over and that base will get this, completely destroyed. Looks like Barracks gonna try his attention towards the bottom left because there's a fresh base by Royo that is mining there, but he's gonna be very, very careful for the counter attack now. He's got 2 bases at the top right, and Royo knows that. He's moving an entire fleet of forces towards that side now, which is gonna be very interesting. And he decided, maybe at the last one he's not gonna try to push. He's gonna try to push though. Looks like Barracks is out of position just at the moment the vultures and tanks move out. We have Royo started moving in, but the reinforcement from the left side is way too large. Way too large. Royo cannot penetrate. He's gonna have to fly back. We do have a group of dropship in the middle map that arrives way too late. Those dropships are going somewhere though. Maybe he's gonna try to go directly into the main. I don't know. Looks like he's gonna try. Oh, those are not dropships. They are raids. They would try to attack and try to sneakily attack and kill some tanks, but there are some Goliaths in the area, so that's gonna be very, very good. These vultures are doing some sick damage to the SCV line. So for the time being, Barracks got the top right areas, but he doesn't have actually any SCVs to mine it. So that's going to be a problem. But looks like Barracks pushing against the 3 o'clock position, and it looks like these tanks are now sieging a small lapse of concentration from Royo. Like I told you, this kind of game, you need to be freaking fast with your fingers and hands and eyes and ears. You have a single millisecond to actually decide what to do when you see new information. You need to process it super quick. You need to have a CPU that is like made by NVIDIA, not by one of those cheap companies like Qualcomm or whatever. And anyways, what's happening now? Looks like Royo decided he's gonna try to push somewhere else with his Goliath and raids, whereas Barracks is very short on money. Barracks' money count is going up very, very slowly. We have tanks sieging on the low ground to attack against the SCV line, but we do have the other tanks coming from their side, and they will siege. He's gonna be careful. There's a mine there. Oh my god, it almost exploded. These Goliaths gonna try to snipe those tanks, and at the last minute, those Goliaths will take out those tanks. And huge attack, but there's 4 siege tanks need to kill the vultures. Looks like reinforcement. What is gonna be Royo's decision? He's gonna try to go for base raid here. We're gonna be having a slight base situation. Royo is gonna try to save this base, or he's gonna try to attack the top right. I don't see any kind of reaction, whatever. Vultures get on high ground, and I think Barracks is doing a lot with very few. He's got very few forces, but he's actually able to do a lot of damage. He's sniping these SCVs, killing turrets and all, and also stopping his enemy from mining effectively from one of the existing bases as well. So that's going to be very, very good. He's got a huge force in the middle. What is going to be the next move? I think that Barracks, if he played like this, he actually have a chance to win. But of course, Royo is still ahead. He's got more bases mining. I'm going to be having tanks sieging in random locations. Okay, Royo has not been touching Barracks' top right base for the longest time possible. He's been allowing those 2 bases to mine minerals, and he's actually scrambling to get in position to defend his old bottom left quadrant of the map. Of course, it's for all good reasons, but looks like Barracks is cleared out everything. Royo is still ahead of supply, but what's his next move? We need to go for the counter. We're going to be having 2 tanks on the high ground, exploding some of the tanks on the low ground, and that's semi-unsuccessful there. He loses some of the tanks to splash damage. Anyways, Barracks clear out the entire bottom left, and Royo is down to just 5 bases. He's allowed his enemy to go up how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases. He's gonna try to penetrate the top left now. He knows that this hold at the top left is gonna get cleared out. He's gonna arrive there by ground, and looks like Barracks gonna try to reinforce by ground and air, but he's gonna be facing against siege position on the low ground. He's gonna be on the high ground. The Barracks need to siege now. He's gonna be sieging, but these tanks from Royo are sieging first. They're gonna do some sick damage against those tanks, but the number is what counts here. Barracks got more superiority in terms of numbers. Pushing forward, he's gonna be crushing these tanks. The last of the tanks from Royo have exploded. He's got reinforcement, but from what? From the ground, it's gonna be impossible to penetrate, and he's decided to go by air. No, he's decided to go somewhere, I don't know. He's gonna decide to go all the way inside the main, and that might be something here, because behind this looks like Barracks gonna try to push and take out the 3 o'clock ship. That base has been mining for some time, so I guess he would not be mind losing that game. We're gonna be having tanks that are sieging. This base has a lot of SCVs remaining, so that's gonna be a slight problem now. Barracks loses his base. Is gonna be down to 4 bases. Remember, the 2 players are still down to 4 bases. And looks like Barracks has got some tanks on the low ground. Need to start to move over there. Royo is gonna try to penetrate the middle of the map as well. I mean, both players have crazy battles. We have 7 tanks underutilized by Barracks at the bottom left. They actually need to use them for something. Both players are running out of minerals. The game is getting to very, very low econ situations. Barracks is effectively mining out of the just 1 base now. The 230 position is like almost the only base is actually mining. The other base is actually very much mined out. He's gonna try to get on this high ground now, but we're gonna be having attack against the 12 o'clock position. This is a genius move from Royo as Barracks is moving out. What is Barracks' next move? He's gonna be he need to move all of his SCVs back because this is the only base that actually have some minerals remaining as well. Only 2 bases with minerals remaining for Barracks. They're gonna try to, you know, secure it from the high ground, but only vultures and tanks coming from the back. The science system, what is the job of the science system? I don't know. Looks like these tanks are gonna get crushed, but the tanks from the high ground need to get involved in the area before the battle is over. The tanks on the high ground are not doing any kind of significant damage. We're gonna be having mines getting late here, and is it gonna be enough? I don't know. Vultures attacking, and finally these tanks on the high ground need to siege. He is not sieging. What is Barracks doing with his 2 tanks on the high ground? It's gonna be the finally siege now. Is it too late? I don't know. We still have a single vultures, and that tank on the high ground is gonna be able to do some damage, but a lot of forces were lost by Barracks. But Barracks keeps the bottom left. Remember that Barracks still keeps the bottom left, and Royal is, look at the map is split in a weird formation. There's red and blue everywhere a little bit, you know, all over the map. Looks like Roy says, you know what, I'm gonna do my final blow here against this position. There are 2 tanks on the high ground already. This is gonna be reinforcement from the left side, but Royals will be already hanging out from the high ground before, so it's gonna actually attacking. And that blunder that Barracks made a minute ago, attacking blindly against the siege position at the top position, really costing him the game. We're gonna be having SCV going out here to attack. Mine exploded. There's gonna be just single tank remaining on the high ground. But we still have 4 tanks on the high ground. We need to have some D-Matrix now. These 3 tanks from Royal is going to do some damage, and we need to have siege on the high ground. It looks like scanner need to get deployed by Royal. He is not scanning. He doesn't scan. He's going to be losing his 3 tanks, and looks like Barracks going to, you know, unsiege on the tanks and start to move forward now, and start trying to slowly take out those forces like that. We're going to be having sciences getting sniped, but at the last minute, it looks like Royal loses his tank, but he's got a lot more forces. But he's got, I mean, he also is not mining much. Both the players are not really mining much, but it's going to be Barracks who doesn't have a base, man. Where is he going with this? Is he going to try to mine distance mining, maybe? I don't know, because he's going to be running out of minerals fast. His SCs are somewhere in the middle map because he's going to try to get on this high ground and try to reclaim this base. I need to do that ASAP. Yeah, he destroyed the last remaining tank. This tank is going to fall. I mean, that turret is going to fall, and there's going to be no more mining in the top right area for Royal. He need to think about taking the bottom left now. We're going to be having the final Doom Drop, and this Doom Drop will clear out the last of the tanks by Barracks. They're going to try to reinforce by SCVs, and Vultures is so desperate. How many forces remaining? No, it's not over. We're gonna be having some sick mine drag. Maybe there's so many mines gonna explode this entire group of tanks. 1 tank down, another tank exploding, 3 tanks, and we're gonna be having only 3 tanks. And Barracks gonna be on the high ground. Barracks with 65 supply. Royal at 150. Where's Royal's supply coming from? Is it SCV? I don't know, but this base finally is gonna get cleared up, and he's gonna need to get on the high ground. He needs to get on the high ground. Is Royal reinforcing with air or ground? I don't know. But yeah, he's gonna try to clear out the last of the tanks here, and he's gonna try to attack. But this is futile. You do not push further. Do not go any further. You don't have any business being out there in the middle. You need to go back and siege your position and set up some turrets. Because, okay, we're going to be having SCVs getting destroyed now. And we see where the supply is coming from Royal. It's mainly SCVs. It's mainly SCV, but we're going to be having more reinforcement coming from the back. We're going to be having 2 clock rate looking for some kind of opening. There are very few Goliaths remaining. Remember that no more turrets are set up in this area. There's just a single science is going to try to snipe something here. There's a drop in this base. It's also one of the few remaining mining bases from Royal. So you can actually decide what to do here. He's going to be trying to attack the SCV with the tanks with the wraiths. There are 4 tanks remaining. The dropship is gonna return here. This base is gonna fall back to mine. It's gonna be very, very nice. The science is gonna get sniped. The science is gonna try to D-matrix one of the tanks, and one single Goliath is doing 6 damage as well. Royal 158 supply, Barracks at 60. Both the players are gonna be running out of minerals very, very shortly here, but Barracks do have. Wow, I mean, the game is down to the wire. We're at the 28th minute mark. It's so scrappy. Of course, TvT tend to get scrappy like this. Looks like we're going to be having a huge push in the middle of the map because Royal still has clearly a lot more supply than his enemy. He's going to decide to push right in the middle. And okay, there's not even a single scanner because the Goliath, it cannot even attack that Wraith. This attack in the middle, it might be able to push Barracks. He's got a couple of tanks only in the middle and nothing else. The tank's gonna try to attack. We can actually take out the 12 clock position. There's gonna be no more scanners. Only 2 command centers remaining. He's gonna have to actually land on the high ground here. Goliath's gonna try to snipe the dropship. Tanks pushing forward, and Royal says, you know what, get out of the game because I'm clearly winning. But no, he's pushing his luck too hard. He's actually gonna be shelling from the low side of the ramp. The tanks on the left side actually not able to shell it, so that's actually very good for Royal. We're gonna be having a hidden command center at the bottom left side of the map now, and Barracks is mining very slowly, very slowly. It looks like Royal decided to close up the game. He's gonna try to send the entire forces towards the top right. This is gonna be the final battle. The last of the tanks gonna be formed. I'm gonna put this game in the list of best game for this year. So if you enjoyed this game so far, please feel free to buy me a coffee. The link to that is gonna be in the video. See you soon. Bye bye.